So Faraway Lucas and lovely audience at home, same question. What is your favourite cringy line of dialogue from a TV show, movie or video game?
I think I've got to go with the moment, and I think it's Mass Effect 1, where Shepard tries to leverage a three-way.
Oh, right, like, can I have you both?
It's like, oh, god damn it, Shepard.
Like, is that better or worse than, well, bang, okay? Which I know is like a shit post, but didn't you make...
It's a great one, though.
Wasn't your, like, Twitch notification will bang okay for, like, 6 months?
It was for a while, yeah.
Report to the ship, ASAP. We'll bang, okay?
I think mine is from Until Dawn, where two of the characters have an argument, and it's like, argue with the back of my hand, bitch.
Fucking Christ.
It's just it's the line read is delivered with such venom. I love it.
Understand the palm of my hand, bitch.
But let's talk about the game Life is Strange, aka Time Lesbians. So you've not played Life is Strange, have you?
I have not. I've heard good things, but it's just one of those of like, I've got to be in a very specific mood to play a narrative game.
Yes, and like Lucas, I would recommend it if you want to play the game that I colloquially refer to as Time Lesbians. That's the only hint I'll give you about the content.
I am aware through a lot of people talking about Life is Strange through the many, many gaming podcasts I listen to, of like roughly the premise and a few of the characters and stuff.
But let's talk about the dialogue. So I'll do my intro now. Life is Strange is a video game about a painfully hipsterish girl who develops time powers.
Nobody would ever even miss your punk ass, would they?
Get that gun away from me, psycho! No!
It was a very hipstery game. It was that right.
I think it's the most hipstery game.
Yeah, I think like the character in Infamous Second Son is pretty up there in terms of like hipster looks, but
dialogue,
the actual gameplay, not so much.
Not to mention as well, like Maxine Caulfield, the character you play as, is 18-year-old in like I think she's in high school, but it's like an academy school, and she's a photographer.
Yeah,
it's like you've got all the hipster like pressure points hit right there, haven't you? While the game itself was received quite well, one particular criticism levied against it by both critics and fans of the game and the series is that the dialogue is hella cringy. Something that has a lot to do with the fact that they never did any research on how teenagers talk.
We're done for the night anyway, we're rich, and nobody busted us. So, splish splash?
You're right. We hella deserve it. Splish splash.
Because this is the game, as I'm sure you purposefully said, kept using the word hella.
So there are multiple examples of really cringy dialogue in this game, some of which is kind of charming just because of how bad it is. Mm-hmm. For example, like one of the lines that always puts me on my ass is go fuck your selfie.
Hold that pose. So original. Don't worry, Max. I'll put a vintage filter on it right before I post it all over social medias. Now, why don't you go fuck your selfie?
Oh,
which is not a line
God.
anybody has ever said, except for, ironically, referencing this game.
Jesus Christ, that's a bad one.
It's up there with, like, Big Bang Theory nerd dialogue. Like, it's the hipster equivalent of Big Bang Theory's nerd dialogue, where, like, they just say, Aquaman! Ha 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 ha! Uproarious laughter.
Window!
Batman! Batman and Robin!
The writers have no clue what they're actually, like, writing for, in terms of, like, they've got no reference for how nerds talk in Big Bang Theory, or, like, how, you know, children/teenagers would talk naturally when it comes to Life is Strange.
Yes, and Lucas, like, even though, like you said, you're familiar with the game via osmosis, here's just a picture of the main character. That's a hipster, right?
Oh look, it's Max Caulfield, the selfie hoe of Blackwell.
But, like, you know, let's bring it back now to Life is Strange and the dialogue, which is super cringy, but cringy in that way where it's kind of charming to go back to, because it's so bad. Like I said, it's like, it'd be like if Big Bang Theory actually had likeable characters. You'd probably find that dialogue, like, you know, at the very least, charming in an ironic sense rather than just fucking infuriating.
See a penny, pick her up, and all the day you'll have good luck.
That's the thing that I've heard about this game, is that there was a lot of kind of like immediate like backlash, I want to say, but maybe not quite as harsh, but like...
There was backlash to it, but then that over the years, that opinion on the game has softened because people like the characters and the world.
Yeah, that's the thing, is like a lot of people were like kind of thrown back by the approach to dialogue, but I've heard over the years people just kind of have that nostalgia for how cheesy the game is at this point.
It's like going back and watching like an episode of the Power Rangers as an adult and go, oh, this is a bit cheesy, oh, those effects are a bit hokey, but you have a nostalgia for it, so you forgive those things, and in fact it becomes part of the thing's charm.
Mastodon!
Pterodactyl!
Triceratops!
Saber-tooth tiger!
Tyrannosaurus!
Power Rangers!
Zordon, they've done it. They made the metamorphosis.
Good. Teleport them to Angel Grove City.
Like this game, when I did my replay in anticipation of Double Exposure, when I got to like go fuck yourself, I'm like, perfect.
Cinema.
Don't
It's
change a
just
thing.
pure
Fucking,
cinema.
the Martin Scorsese are absolute cinema. Let's fucking go. But
I was just going to mention the one that I love seeing. I think it's from a Life is Strange game. Is the streamer mode of where the air guitaring.
oh yes, I forget
there's
which one of the
no
games that is. I think it was the remaster. So there's a lot of licensed
Right.
music in Life is Strange, and they had a streamer mode where they took the licensed music out, but not the scenes where the licensed music's playing, including like an air guitar scene, which is completely silent.
It's just a bit of foot stomping from when they're jumping around, and that's it.
But it is again, it adds to the charm because it's so cringy. It goes all the way around to being like charming again. Because like the game is good, like the characters are likable, with the exception of Chloe. And there was a lot of discussion out there among fans of, is Chloe a likable character? She's not a likable character, but that's part of the characterization of her. She's not likable, but part of the narrative of the game is that the entire universe is against her. It's understandable that she's an arsehole. Also, it's okay that she's an arsehole. She's a fucking teenage girl. She has flaws. Characters can have flaws. You can like characters in spite of their flaws.
Hello, what have we here? Holy shit! Jackpot! Cha-ching!
Wowzer. That's a lot for the handicapped fund.
Dude, there's $5,000 here. I could pay Frank back tonight. This'll chill him out after our knife showdown yesterday. Are you gonna make a big issue out of this?
Yeah, I can see where that like kind of gets a little bit annoying because it is so many things, but it seems like there's also good reason for her to have that kind of personality.
And I can understand why people wouldn't like the character as she's initially presented, but if you interact with the game, read the backstory, you start to understand why she acts that way. For example, at one point in the game, you can read like her a permanent record. She used to be a student at the school you're attending for, getting kicked out, and a line in there is something to the effect of, she has a lot of potential but chooses to engage in empty acts of rebellion against a non-mandatory institution. Which is just like fucking nail on the head of like, yeah, she's acting out, and you find out why she's acting out, because her fucking dad died when she was like 8 years old. Understandable that. She'd be kind of fucked up by that.
Definitely, and like, it's one of those things, right, of, okay, yeah, you can say that it's like, oh, empty acts of rebellion against, like, you know, something that's non-mandatory authority, but, like, sometimes people just need something to act out against.
Also, as well, like, it's an 18-year-old girl, and when I was playing through the game, I can't relate to being an 18-year-old hipster living in America, but I can relate to being a teenager and that feeling of helplessness. And, like, not feeling like people give you the respect you feel you're entitled to. And you do act out. And you're looking back on myself at that age, it's like, some of the shit I did, it was cringy.
I would not excuse this from, like, a 40-year-old character, but when they're meant to be, like, you know, a teenager going through a lot of shit, yeah, fair enough.
And part of the appeal of a game like this is putting yourself in the position of the character you're playing as. And we'll bring it back now to Life is Strange. And the person responsible for a big chunk of the dialogue was one, Christian Divine, which is a fucking fantastic name. And when like the reviews for the game started coming out initially, it was like, hey, it's fun. Hey, time lesbians, great gimmick. That dialogue, a bit ropey, a bit cringy. Christian Divine was a little pissed off with that and seemingly felt it was a personal slight and felt the need to defend themselves for how cringy the dialogue was. And their stated reason why the word hella was used so much, Lucas, I'm going to just tell you this excuse now, is that when they were younger, young people totally use that word all the time.
Yeah, because language doesn't ever evolve or change.
Should have been the first hint that maybe if it was used when you were younger, it's not something teenagers say now.
It's like, you know, things like I see a lot of people around our age and people I work with and stuff get really frustrated by like kids doing the whole 6-7 thing.
Yeah.
And that's specifically one that seems to really grind people's gears because the whole joke is that it doesn't mean anything, so people can't wrap their head around it.
Go back 10, 15 years when me and you were in fucking college and university.
Mm-hmm.
Remember anyone who's wanting to criticize younger people for they're just repeating something they saw on the internet. There was a 5-year period after Borat was released where they're nice was
my wife.
It was the height of humor. There were guys, because I know them, I met them, I interacted with them, who their entire personality was just repeating things they'd heard on TV or the internet.
Yeah, and I was watching a clip of a comedian. I can't remember who they were because it was just a TikTok that came up, but they were talking about how some guys have conversations of just no one actually says anything. They're just saying memes to each other on loop in a circle, and nothing is actually discussed. And it'll just be people going when Borat came out, it would just be men sitting in a circle going very nice, my wife.
And I've met those people.
Okay.
I've met those people, interacted with them. And, in regards to the slang of the game, Divine's argument was, hey, I totally heard some kids say hella once in the area around where the fictional setting of the game takes place, so it totally makes sense. But then, when they were confronted by the fact that actually no one's ever said hella, at least not as much as they say in this game.
Plus, she's a smartass like you. We would all be hella best friends forever.
Did you do any research? Divine's response was, and I quote, I could research, I could find out, but I can't honestly say that I would know how somebody talks elsewhere in the world. Which, yes, you could if you researched.
It's called research. Just
admit that I didn't do any research and I thought I was cooler than I am. Because it really reads like Divine just thought I'm hip with the kids. I know how kids talk. That's not how kids talk.
It is hella cold out here. Hella? I hate that word, no offense.
No, even if you think you're keeping up with the kids, you're not keeping up with the kids.
No. It's always going to come across as cringy, especially if an adult uses it. There's a Simpsons quote about it, right? Of when Marge is like, hey, are we cool? It's like, no, Mum, no one says cool anymore. It's like, well, surely if you're truly cool, not caring that you're not cool makes you cool. It's like, no, that's not what cool is. It's a nebulous concept that it's one of my favourite quotes about pornography of, I can't define it, but I know it when I see it.
I mean, that guy just denying that he's not able to write this dialogue. It is just the Steve Buscemi meme, right? Of the hello fellow kids.
Do fellow kids. Yes, the dialogue is cringy, but you know what? I'm going to give the game some props now because there is a couple of moments in it which are very affecting. It's one of the reasons why I think a lot of people love this game. And as mentioned, if there's any fans of it watching, I'm not criticising the game. I enjoy the game, and my criticisms are in good humour. And I enjoy the dialogue ironically now, the same way when I watch an old episode of Power Rangers when I feel nostalgic. It's no ill will against the game, but there are some moments that are incredibly well written and are very affecting. One is, halfway through the game, it's not really minor spoilers for Life is Strange here. You've got time travel powers. You change the past. And you go into a new alternate reality. And in that alternate reality, you're a different character. And you're like, hey, things seem better in this reality. I wonder how Chloe's doing. Chloe's not around. Where is Chloe? And you go to Chloe's house, and she's there, and she comes out, she's in a wheelchair. She's paraplegic.
Oh.
No, sorry, not paraplegic, it'd be quadriplegic. She can't move from the neck down. And specifically, when you're in this new reality, all of your text messages and journal entries that are the way you get like extra story throughout the game are changed. And there's one text that really fucking affected me. And when you're scrolling through all these texts, you get one from Chloe. So, I've got an old text from Chloe here in this new reality. And let's see how our interaction in this new reality played out. And it's... I'll try and put it on screen if I can find it, but it says like, "Hi, Max, this is William, Chloe's dad. You can use this number to contact her. I'm sure she'd love to hear from you, because obviously she's quadriplegic, she can't use the phone." And I got really affected by that message. Both in terms of like, it's very sad, but then I thought to myself, like, you know, I'm an empathetic person, I can place myself in someone else's shoes. I thought to myself of, God, that's so sad. I would feel so bad getting that message. And then as you read through the messages, you see that Max responds like once or twice. And if you look at like the timestamps on the message, like Max takes like 3 weeks to respond, and Chloe responds in like 2 minutes. Right. And the game doesn't say this, but I'm like using my imagination, because hey, it's a story. It's sparking my imagination. I'm thinking to myself, I bet Chloe's there in her wheelchair, and she gets told by her dad of like, "Oh, Max has messaged you," and she gets so excited that she like, you know, responds within 3 minutes.
But then Max just doesn't return the favour.
And of course, like, this isn't directly told to you in the game, but just that little, like...
But it's still an element that they had to, like, make a decision to put those timestamps in and make it obvious to you that, like, hey, we are making a point with what we're doing with these timestamps on these messages. And it's a little detail, but it's a detail that someone had to make a decision.
And it's a detail I absolutely 100% noticed, and it really did affect me. And it made me, like, I had to, like, stop playing the game for a little bit. It's like, this just makes me feel so fucking sad. I feel so bad, because I just imagined a situation where thankfully I've never had to experience anything like that, but I thought to myself, if I did, hopefully I'd be a better friend than Max is being in that moment. Because I just, again, I put myself in Chloe's situation of, I imagine him being completely locked off from the world, not even being able to fucking move. Mm-hmm. And your only connection to the outside world is your friend, and you're texting your friend and getting no response, or getting like very like basic response. I was like, Life is Strange. It's hella good.
It's hella good.
That's what makes it so great though, because like they have like some of the cringiest dialogue in the nicest possible way. And then they have these absolutely just like fucking soul annihilating moments where you're just like, oh no.
I am curious if you have. You said you've played some of the other Life is Strange games.
I played Double Exposure recently, yes.
Do they commit to the same dialogue style?
In Life is Strange Double Exposure, they absolutely don't, except for a few moments where they have flashbacks to the previous game, and they got the actress to re-record the lines, and you can tell that she's not as confident in those lines as she was a decade prior.
Not cringe to the guy that decided to write everyone saying hella, right?
Go fuck yourself, eh?
Go fuck yourself, eh?
And even among that like really cringy dialogue, was a great story there. It's a story that a lot of people were affected by and continue to argue about to this day. As I said, did you choose Bay or did you choose Bay?